his little chicken friend. He's helping to eat and drink. So it's working. But listen, we are legit putting this chicken through like physical rehab, working with it to get its legs stronger, having it bear weight on, I'm not even kidding, and it's working. The moral of the story is when chickens are coming out of their eggs, they need they build their strength by busting out. Don't ever help them, because his legs have always been weak, because that was the last part that needed to push its way out, and I thought he was having trouble. There's that. I have it on live chat, but I don't have Sean's phone. So hopefully I'll see your chat if it comes through. This right here is Sawyer with a haircut. He's so cold. My baby's so cold. He shivers when I take him bye-byes. He shivers when I take him bye-byes. You're okay. So I'm a little bit concerned because the chat's not running. Hey, Jude. Maybe people are still somewhere else. There it is. Thank you. That was a pretty amazing Christmas present, because I didn't think that it was like going to be possible. I thought, well, we're going to have to wait 6 months for this, the Ford to be fixed. In the meantime, I'll borrow this or do this. And he's like, we're going to get the Ford Edge, and he made it happen. And the truck was a wash. We owed 19 something and they gave us 19 something for it. And let me tell you why, because after they drop a new engine in it, they're going to sell it for about 30 grand. Rangers right now are going, people are buying them and they're still in the factory being made. The other, what's going on with the other two? I've been out of the loop. I know that, thank you. I know that there's what's called a dead stream going on. That is part of why Katie lost her channel, was doing those dead streams while she was asleep. You have to be interacting, not necessarily with your chat, but you have to be interacting with the audience. If you're using a dead stream to get into the algorithm, you will lose your channel. There's a multitude of people who it's happened. One of them, and part of the reason she lost it, MFW, was for dead streams. Just saying. And it's cheating. It's cheating because you're building up all of those hours, and views actually are more payable and lucrative than, I know, right, Karen, than getting on the algorithm. If people watch you a couple of times and you're boring, or you're not, like, you have nothing to say, then they're going to quit coming back. And that's true for anybody. Anybody can not have subs because they don't do anything interesting. But Sean and I are just going to interact with you guys. Hey, Hypno Man. And we're not going to go crazy or stream in cemeteries or cry about the Civil War or anything like that. There he is.
Hello, people. I am Rosa Parks of the internet.
He's Rosa Parks of the that's the one that you got from who?
Dad gave me this.
It's very cool. He's very tired.
So, you know, Chase Elliott, he's from Dawsonville.
I was like, earlier when he was like, we're gonna get that Edge, and I was like, we can't. He's like, oh, we can. And so he was like, just make the time to go in about 6:30, and I was like, it won't even be it. And he was like, nope, pick me up at 6, and I did, and he made it happen.
I've never had a car with 4 miles on it.
But you know, like,
I'm gonna get my phone.
It literally only had 4 miles, which is crazy. But everything has to kick into gear and start working. So you do kind of smell a wire burning. And so, but I kind of remembered that they said that might happen sometimes, not with this car, but a different car. Hey, Booker Kate. And so I was, like, he's after his bedtime. He's like, you guys, I don't have time.
You might have to put him up.
But
you know
anyways, let me tell you that the car is completely, thank you, Jocelyn. Hey, how are you? She leaves the sweetest messages on Twitter. She wants us to adopt her. I said, okay. Can you share a room with the chicken?
I'm behind the time, so I'm getting with it here.
The thing that Sean is most impressed with is that, hey, Neener, the brights come on by themselves when there's no car coming. And then when a car comes into view, it dims the brights. Right, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, so Mandy's trying to talk to me about how the day's going on. What? Now watch. The brights are on, right, babe? The brights are on. And a car will come over the horizon and my brights will go off. I'll be like, she's like, cool. And then, she'll be like, and another thing, watch, when we pass, the car passes, the brights go on. About the fourth time, it's like, she'll pause to see if I say,
well, I'm not gonna challenge someone who just like made my Christmas. And really, I want to say this. I'm really not trying to brag, but you remember how we were sick with worry when we didn't know if the engine was going to be covered, and then we were like, it's going to be 6 months before.
4 to 6 months, which means 8.
So I'm letting you know.
And the thing is like, I'm sitting there talking to the guy when we go in, right? So I'm signing all the paperwork, and I'm saying to him, so 3 years ago, you don't do deals like this. And he goes, no, we're in strange, uncharted waters, in this country. So to put it in perspective, they got a 2019 Ford Ranger with a blown engine as trade. And they're giving 20 grand in trade for that.
And they would have, even if it wasn't covered.
With the blown engine.
Even if the engine wasn't covered, they would have still made the trade.
Because these days, I mean, you're not really going in there and going, I want a black Mustang GT and blah, 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 blah. Because I just don't have these, not all of that's available. And that's most makes and models.
Oh, gosh.
So, you boobs out?
No, my boobs are not out.
So he's like, yeah. And then to turn around and, so that was the loan. That's what I, a little bit more than what I owned, what I owed on that. You just don't do it. If you have a truck with a blown engine, you're going to get half that, or you're going to just fix the engine, especially,
Hey, Trash Panda.
Anyway, it's just odd times the way they're wheeling and dealing to be in business. Every brand new car out there, I don't care what the make and model is $10,000 to $15,000 more than it would normally be. And they got to sell cars. Or
and if
go
you
out of
have
business.
a good, reliable car that you drive, stick with it, because they said that now that it's between supply shortage and staff shortage, they are making parts with cheaper materials. They have to. They don't have a choice. So if you've got a good car, consider that. That's why they want to buy our Kia.
I mean, pre-COVID.
Thank you, Casey.
That Kia is about a $5,000 or $6,000 car pre-COVID.
Hey, Michaela.
It's almost twice that now. It's just, we're in weird times in this country.
I was going to ask you, DM on Twitter, to ask you info on airports out Sean's way, but I'm blocked, it said. You shouldn't be blocked. Twitter, I've got very few people blocked.
Airports out here, Hartsfield International.
I will check into it.
Hartsfield International in Atlanta is one of the biggest airports, busiest airports in the world.
Your old way. Wilmington.
Oh, Wilmington or Jacksonville?
And then I wanted Black Dragonfly, who just got back from Mexico, by the way.
Yeah. How was Mexico?
So much technology with new cars. My Jaguar's headlights actually look left or right when I'm in a turn. Okay,
it's crazy.
I don't know that mine do that.
Yes, that is crazy, though.
Yeah. No, I'll make sure in your dreams. I don't know. I don't have any knowledge of why I'd have you blocked, so I will check into that. Mm-hmm. There's a few of you, though, you can be blocked for a long time. No.
So when I woke up this morning at 7 o'clock.
Yes, you be.
And where we are sitting right now, there was no. I mean, because Mandi was working on, I worked so much that Mandi was kind of dealing mostly with the mechanic. I made some calls and stuff. Mandi was, she's a friggin' rock star, guys. I mean, she really is. She kept it going. And it wasn't easy. She can sit there and say, oh, yeah, no problem. That's what I do. But it was taking a toll, and I know it. I know it was.
Once he said this morning when he was like, I said, so we can borrow, this and do this with the cars or whatever until it's fixed. And he was like, we'll just get the Edge. And I said, well, that's, and if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And he was like, I mean, I'm here at work, but if you can get down to the bottom line and
tell me what I need to do.
And I did, and it was like, it worked. So there's that. It was pretty cool.
It was high drama for me too, because I don't know, but it taught me one thing. I can leave that place when I need to leave that place.
Michaela said hi.
Hey, Michaela. I was, you
Yes.
stay at work till the job's done, but I've learned over the last couple of weeks that if I've got to pop smoke at a certain time, they're not going to do anything.
Well, and
about
I don't pull the I was gonna share it on Twitter, but I can't. Okay, so here we go. It was funny because I'm like, there's only one person at that, because there's the higher ups, and I'm like, there's only one more person above the postmaster, and that's me, right?
I know, that's right.
That's me.
I say in my order of life, it's Mandi, my mom,
Yeah.
the postmaster. I have to say the postmaster's a little bit above my kids, but
But I was like, I don't use it very often, but today I was like, I need to pick you up at 6 to make this happen. You need to let them know. And he was like, okay. And he was like, I'm moving at 6.
Yeah. Well, and then my boss was like, well, and I was like, I'm not asking. I mean, and I'm not trying to brag about that. It's just like, I'm not asking. I got to go. I mean, here's the deal. Here's the deal. Like, and I don't remember who said this, but I read it. It's like, your job is your job, but if you were to fall off the face of the earth today, if you were to die tomorrow, your job's just going to advertise and post and they're going to have someone in there in 3 days. Your family, that's not the case with your family. So sometimes family is just going to come first.
Yeah, it was, it's exciting. And it's also exciting because I'm notorious for locking, even in the latest model cars, I can lock my keys in the car. I've done it several times. Now you just open Crazy Ducks and Chicken Butts is the best chicken group. Okay, Nikki.
Crazy Ducks and Chicken Butts?
That's what it says.
Is that Facebook?
Let me screenshot so we know where it is.
I'll be all on that. I'll be adminning that after a while.
I told them, I said, we're literally rehabbing this chicken. We're getting its legs stronger if we can do it. We're holding it up to eat and drink. And if it can't go outside with the others, it's going to be right here in this house.
Yeah.
It's going to be a house chicken. I mean, we'll have to construct a pen for it. It can't just...
We're going to have to do something so that it gets some kind... Well, I mean, because if its legs are atrophied, it won't matter because he doesn't use them anyway. But
he's so excited when you hold him up that he can stand and you support his weight. But when he's on his feet, he's he chirps with the other ones and stuff. And they're so protective of him. If you're sitting there, I'll hold him so he can drink and eat. I say I don't know. While he drinks and eats, the other ones are will start pecking at me. They don't know what I'm doing. And that Brahma, I was holding it. That Brahma jumped up on the side of the little thing and was right here in my face, watching me. Yeah. They're he's our
They
buddy.
haven't seen grown chickens yet, so they don't know.
Yeah. Sean, is it going to get cold today?
It's supposed to get cold tonight. And I know some of y'all are in some areas where 10 degrees isn't cold, 15 degrees isn't cold to some of y'all, but here it is. For the one main reason, when it gets icy here, we don't know how to drive in it in the South. It'll be like cars all over the place.
Karen, I know you. Karen, you got to share some. There's some. What is there? Silky Divas.
Yes.
Silky Divas are.
I forgot. Karen and Don's card came.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We were so busy today.
Don't read it because she's gonna profess her love for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there it is.
You already know. Thank you, Karen.
So busy that I didn't think to tell Mandi what was in box 432 today.
And her hubby made a really good point, and he's a truck owning kind of guy. That once you've had this problem with it, okay, Paul, I don't know, girlfriend, I don't know what that means. I missed the first part. If you've already had that problem with it, there's no telling what that production.
Right.
She said we have a Hyundai Elantra.
Oh my God.
No, bitch. Sorry.
Oh, you know who else? Did you get your card from Backwoods Barbie?
No.
That came to the mailbox. I thought maybe.
I did. That one came to the mailbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you got that one? Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyway, I'm gonna finish reading it. I don't want her to I don't want her. It's a very personal thing.
Yes, she's gonna get.
I don't know what kind of car she has, but I don't think she has a Ford Edge. I think she's got a Escape. She said, but whatever. Whatevs. Oh, it has.
Yeah, I know why.
It
you
has
need
a
to rate
moon
later.
roof, which is cool.
Thank you,
Like
Karen.
the whole freaking top of the car opens.
Yeah.
So I'll
It's
hang
okay.
right out the top. I don't even crazy clucks and chicken butts, right? That's the name of. Hey X. The main thing is the ice. It's supposed to rain and ice, right?
Yeah, and it's not. Couple things. We really don't have salt for the roads. I mean, the main roads, 400 and stuff, Highway 53, they'll get those. They're certainly not going to go down Blackburn Road, and probably not Auraria. That won't be the first. That won't be one of the first roads they get either.
But it's an all-wheel drive. We're not supposed to say four-wheel drive, right?
It's an all-wheel drive. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Linda. We will. I was telling them when they were talking about the South, they don't know how to drive very well. I was like, in Texas, they think that they can drive because everybody's got their great big old trucks. They all end up in the ditch, like sliding on the ice, and then they're pulling each other out of the ditch with their other trucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I can use mine. Oh no. Oh dear.
What happened?
Someone said they were blocked on our channel that used to be able to come in.
What?
Anywho, I will fix that, girlfriend. I don't know what the deal is with that. Only on our channel, not our Twitter.
Oh.
Ooh. Karen, would you keep just like an eye out to see if it keeps happening with other people for me? I don't think it will, but just it wouldn't be altogether surprising because that one's kicking its head up again.
Yeah, I don't think it's that, baby. I mean, I don't. I'm looking too, and it's
really dragged.
It's something nothing. It's not.
No, I know. If it was, we would face it like we face everything, but I don't think that it is.
Karen went out 5 times to break the chicken's water, and that's how cold it is there.
She was saying that they have a water heater thing at Tractor Supply, but my thing is, does it just keep it thawed, or is it going to turn it warm?
I think it's supposed. During the day, it's supposed to get above freezing, but then it's tonight maybe, but it's Thursday night, right? It's Saturday night and Sunday night, like Christmas Eve night and Christmas night, are supposed to be below 10 degrees here.
Okay.
So the reason why it may get icy and slushy here is because it's going to be near freezing, but we're getting rain and stuff. So that's why. But I'll look at my old man app here in a minute. And
I love your old man app.
I know you do.
The other thing is there's 2 cards now have mentioned how cute the white silky is. Hey, Paula. Hey, Single Dad Life. I was asking where you were the other day. Merry Christmas. It was, they said that white silky is adorable. And the white silky is we named the black silky Presley. So I'm thinking, thank you. I'm thinking 4 degrees.
Yeah,
-5 with the wind chill. I'm thinking that we'll name the white one Priscilla since the black one's Presley. Even though they're both girls. Hey, this is the new generation.
Okay, so tonight it's supposed to stay above, like today's Friday in the night, but in the morning it's supposed to get really cold in the morning. So.
Oh wow. You work tomorrow, and then you're off Saturday, Sunday, and then you only work a few hours on Monday.
I'm so blessed that I'm off.
Was she big mad? Why is she big mad? Nobody bought you a brand new car with a moon roof?
Big mad?
Don't know what to tell you.
Wow, it's gonna be icy tomorrow, guys.
It's gonna be icy. So yeah, and then we're going.
Did you go eat the cat food, dude?
I think he probably did. He ate. I gave him the rest of that can of wing dinner.
Yeah.
They actually have pieces of meat shaped like wings, and it's dog food. So he eats wings with Dad.
Didn't you say? Yeah. So me and Sawyer both had wings. Oh my gosh.
My throat.
It's so okay, dry. Sawyer Brown. It's okay, Sawyer Brown. We're all here together.
Do you hear Scout is helping himself to the treats in there? I can hear it. Here,
let me get him.
Yeah, I can hear him. And Sawyer's going to wait for him to throw him on the ground, and then Sawyer is going to go assist him in getting the bag open. When you live in a zoo, anything can
Right
happen. Then what's crackling?
It was that little spring thing.
He's just okay. He's just playing with the
Yeah,
spring thing.
it's
Okay.
good.
Hello, Stitching, Christine, Pebs. Is he big man? Oh no! Oh no!
Tomorrow night we're building.
Michaela, I hope you're feeling well. Yeah. Can we leave it burning all night? If we sleep out here?
It's very, yeah, we'll move the mattress out here.
We wouldn't be able to walk for a week if we both slept on the floor.
And not because of frisky activity. We don't have the backs for it anymore.
I know. It was kind of cute though because and drinking. Well, she's got a little wrong with that. Jocelyn, I meant to say thank you so much. You're naturally pretty. Jocelyn says, I'm sure Sean reminds you every day, but I wanted to say it too. You're a pretty girl too. I looked at when we were having our little words. I took a look at it to make sure, and I was like, and she's so sweet. I was like, I can be such a bitch. I can be such a
cute girl.
Bitch.
She's
a cute girl.
I wanted to mention we got a card, and we've already sent the cards out. We've already sent one to this person. The card, my favorite card. I like all the cards that we got, but we got one, and when I opened it, it's a silent viewer.
Thank you.
Her name's Julie. So Julie, if you're listening,
she's like, and this is her address, and this is
if you live at, but anyway, Julie says she's a silent viewer and she doesn't comment, so we don't expect her to comment, but that she watches all the time, and it's not like we have hundreds and hundreds of viewers, so her number, she's probably here, and I love cards like that, and she was cool. Like, she enjoys the stream. Another thumbs up for the white silky, with her. But anyway, I like that card. So if you're listening, thank you. We sent one back. It's on the way.
We did. And then we're going to send, we have another couple to send. So, Sean, I'm studying to be an optometrist. Send your RX and I can send you a free pair.
Wow.
He's.
So let's, I was wearing my contacts because I don't know if you can see that close. The screw that's sticking out the top right there. You see it? Because
naturally.
I put a screw in it, but it goes all the way up through the top. But now my glasses work again. So
we got to get the smaller one. The glasses are from Target. Yeah, no, I know. The glasses are from Target. So the problem is if I drive to Cumming to go to Target, I'll spend $300 at Target. So the price of fixing the glasses being free is not worth it.
Target's her favorite place. So they're wanting to build a Target around our area here in Dawsonville. And I'm on that secret ballot
committee.
Not to.
Sean's like, probably you, but everybody else's husband is like, no.
Why don't you? No. Just trust me. If Mandi is really motivated, she's going to drive the 20 miles into Cumming to get it. So.
Michaela, I'm going to send you. I haven't sent it yet, but I promise you, I'm sending you a holiday card. Don't worry about sending one back. You just said that, and I remembered. She first said you all got the same car as her. I said no, they got an Edge, and you have an Escape. Yeah.
We have an Edge, and
I don't think hers is probably not a 2022.
I mean,
guessing.
Here's the ironic thing. I have a brother who's getting a car.
Guess what it is?
And he goes, do you know anything about Volvo S60s? And I go, well, as a matter of fact, I do. Does yours not have bags of garbage in it, the one you're getting? This
is what is hilarious about that. So when she crapped in it and put trash in it and then had it impounded, she'd have done better just to leave it at her house and let them repo it because they ended up writing it off as vandalized. Mm-hmm. So that's why Sean didn't owe anything on it. If she let it be repoed right off her property, he would have been responsible for $11,000. But what she did to it,
it was with malice, and they knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the, when you're going through a divorce, it's tough enough, right? So when you're going through divorce from a psycho, it's hard. And guess what people understand? Guess what attorneys and judges and creditors tend to understand? They have to, and this was pre-COVID too, they have to take into consideration fairness. The bottom line is they need their money.
And they are, Casey. I'm here to tell you they're over $40,000. I'm telling you they are. Go ahead.
What's that?
She's the Beast Googled it and said it's over $40,000 for the car. Yeah,
it was.
We just signed for it, so we know how much it was. Go ahead.
Keep making us relevant over there. And check out. So anyway, I was worried about that because the worst case is, and it did show up as a blip, as a repo. Like on my credit, there's a repossession. But what then you'll see underneath it is settled in full. So it's like if you let your credit card, go into default, but then you pay it off. And then, so after a few months, it's gone. You don't have the debt. So I was able to do that. That's what it says without me having to send a dime in for that car, because they looked at what was going on, and it was atrocious.
She literally put crap
It was with
in
malice.
It.
See, these creditors and these attorneys, they're not in the drama community. They're looking at it from the outside and going, this, she destroyed this car vengefully. And therefore, they wrote it off. But,
and Sean kept in contact with the financial thing and said, I don't know where she's got it. And then they finally found it. She had impounded it.
Yeah. And actually, the gal, she was the gal that we talked to that worked for, we can say the company, for Ally, because that's who had the loan. She liked getting updates on the craziness that was going on.
She thought it was
hilarious. She goes, "Oh, my favorite phone call, the Curlies." And Mandi wasn't a Curly yet, but she was like, the Curlies.
She called me Mrs. Curly.
Mrs. Curly, tell me what's going on in y'all's crazy life.
She said, I went and watched that Dr. Phil episode.
Yes,
and I was like,
she
I
did.
told you can't write it better than it happened.
I'm telling you right now, when you have, so you have life.
It's crazy.
And you have the love of your life, right? This is mine. And you have life, and life has its peaks and valleys. And then you have, the valleys. So you have bumpy road, right? You have divorces. You have hard time getting through life events. And some of y'all have been through divorces, right? They're not, whether you want the divorce or didn't want the divorce, it sucks. Mandi will say that, right? Your divorce sucked, even though you wanted it. But then it gets to a point where they make it really, really tough on you, so it sucks more. But then it gets to a certain point where it's so malicious and it's so vengeful and it's so crazy, and the person that you're divorcing is up on assault and has to appeal, a conviction for assault.
Oh, she liked that part too, that lady did.
Yeah, that they just go, let me help you out. Mm-hmm. We are going to do what we can do. And they said, it'll be a lot easier if you, let me help you, but help me make a payment. So we said, sure. And I gave him $200. And she was like, beautiful. I can update your record and say that a payment was made, and then we are going to help you. And they did.
What happened during the pandemic is they had put a stay on all repossessions of cars remember that? And then they lifted it, but there was something about the fact that your address was in Georgia, but the car was in North Carolina. And they hadn't lifted it in wherever. So they were going to go get it and tow it across state line, something.
There was something crazy.
But they couldn't find it.
They couldn't find it.
And finally, they found it. And we were like, okay, so, and they said, well, we at that point, we didn't know that it was like a wash or whatever. But they said that there was feces in it, that there was bags of garbage in it, that it was vandalized. But Ally is insured for if someone does that to their vehicle.
They have their...
So we paid we got a letter somewhere saying $11,000.
And it's scary at first because you get a letter and it says this is. So what they said is we recovered the car. They said we refurbished it the best that they could, and then they sold it at auction for a certain amount. Mm-hmm. And then they took they took that amount, and then they subtracted the amount that they sold it for, and so there was and then we had a balance left on the loan. So they took that loan, which was $11,000, and then they said, debt settled.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Debt settled. Take your ass.
That was
buy a truck blows up, buy another car.
Yeah, and I don't know if it was dog shit or she took a dump in it. I don't know what, but they said there was feces in it. Yeah. So I'm assuming it's probably dog. I doubt I don't know. She's pretty crazy. She might have squatted and copped a poop.
I bet it was her dog, though. I mean, it would make sense.
Yeah. So that was so anyway, she Googled our car, so it's nice. They said she was so tore up from the floor up, she had to go.
Yeah. So sometimes you just let the garbage take itself out. And in this case, I'm telling you guys, you have to sit back and say, and I've said this a number of times, when some of the people who support us and some of our friends were worried, you've heard me say this before, that my ex was going to get FaceTime on Molly Golightly, right? And well, she's got a big channel. She's got, oh my God, what is this? And I assured everybody, this is a big platform for her. She's going to get a lot of exposures, and people are going. I said, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's going to be no momentum. There's going to be nothing that she's going to be able to do and maintain it.
He ate your vanilla filled things. Look at it right there.
What the fuck?
Those are Daddy's Werther's originals. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but Sean's favorite old man candy is chewy Werther's.
As long as it's no chocolate
with vanilla in it. If I told you how much I love Daddy's older, he ate it.
You know the Werthers that are caramel and they have the vanilla filling.
It's old man.
I'm just worried. I was just worried it was chocolate. He's not supposed to eat chocolate.
No, but
look at this guy. He got a haircut. Remember, guys? Remember we showed him the other day, and he was all hairy. I was telling him
that he gets all. I was borrowing my father-in-law's car while we were working this out, and he's got leather seats. So this morning when I put him in the car, because he rides with me, would go get tea. He can see now because of that. He can read the comments. He was shivering. My baby was. Look at he's trying to. What is on my hands?
Did you see what Jude said? Is that the packages we got, or not?
Yeah. That's what I had said. The packages that we have are right here under the tree. We were gonna open them on Christmas. What I did was I opened the brown box and
Single Dad Life. Thanks for coming in. He said he's got to go.
Have a good one.
Put hay out for the animals. Okay, brother man.
How's Preston, Michaela? So if we opened them and they were like wrapped inside, we put them under the tree but we haven't opened it yet, but we're going to do it if that's okay on Christmas morning. Yeah, and here's the thing, like we said, no divorce is fun, but me and my ex were grown-ass adults.
This is it. This is it right here.
We're grown-ass adults, and even though he wasn't real impressed with like how everything came to an end, we handled it like adults. Sean tried to handle it like an adult. Y'all watched it. He tried to handle it like an adult, but it just got freaking crazy. And you would think for someone who wanted the divorce as bad as she did, she would have just signed. Like, it didn't make any sense to me. And Sean was like, you don't understand how she works. I said, she wants them for Christmas. We gave her divorce papers for Christmas. What does she, what does she want?
But that's cool, right? That we're gonna, there's probably about 4 or 5?
Something
presents.
Like that, yeah.
And we
good, Michaela.
And I just that's cool that we got them. Thank you. And we're going to open them on Christmas.
Yeah. Presley had talked to me earlier about something that we want to do. She's off now through Christmas. So Presley, did you want to do what we talked about tomorrow and promote it for tomorrow? How do you want to do it?
Is she in here?
Yeah, she's in here. Okay, she said cool. It's snowing everywhere. Because now that YouTube has an option where you can, through YouTube, you can now have someone come on. Did you know that?
It's 2 people, isn't it? Or is it just one?
It's like this. Like when you do this, go live together. I've never tried it, but I guess it's like a panel. Look, I put that on it.
I saw that.
So let me know how you want to work that. I know it's a little bit late tonight. She thought he would come back when she realized, because used to he did.
What's that?
Would come back after she cooled down. But somebody else was waiting this time. Somebody else was waiting. Hey, Missy, how are you?
Thank you, Jude. Yes. Thank you.
We're excited.
And we're I just didn't want to dismiss anybody that had sent us a card or a package without them knowing that we got it.
And we probably will film opening it,
right,
and be careful not to say who each one is from. But then when we show it, and it doesn't tell the name of who did it, if the person that sent it wants to, say that they sent it, that's fine too. But that's how I was thinking of doing it and turning it into a vlog.
Thank you, Misty. Misty said, "Hey y'all, love the new wheels."
Misty, is hubby home for Christmas, or is he? I don't want to break. I think he was deployed at one time. Okay. No problem. Cool. Tomorrow. We're doing a giveaway tomorrow. Presley's got an amazing idea of what to do and how to do it. So she and I will talk, and we'll do it tomorrow evening.
Okay.
It will be fun. It sounds intriguing. I don't know exactly what she's like.
And we got when
Yeah. So we'll do that tomorrow.
Casey said Mrs. ATX staunched him right up. Best thing to ever happen,
Sure
Sean.
did.
It was.
I
And,
said,
and just not just because of that. Like, even if just say I had just not fallen head over heels in love with this girl and just gone out there and I don't know, just I was at least was shown respect. Like,
I said, even
you
if
know.
it's not me, you don't need that. You can
Yeah.
find something in it. I'm not talking about looks or anything else. You have the within you, your kindness radiates. And I mean, I know that sounds maybe a little bit corny, but it does. You guys know that. And I'm like, you can find someone who is an equal member in the relationship. You are that good of a person, and it shows. And then I was like, and by the way, could I have a chance? He's like, what? I was like,
Can I have a chance?
Can
You
I
can
have a
come to
chance?
Austin.
You can come to Austin. I'll rock your world up,
She
side,
did say
down,
that. She
left,
did say that.
right.
She
I
said,
will. Don't say what I say.
No, I won't say exactly.
It's so
what she
private,
did.
but it's about, right?
You'll like it after.
I did. Do you guys want to know?
You know what
I'll
true
whisper
unconditional love feels like now? Yes. Hey, Prancer. Prancer says, Merry Christmas to you both and your fur babies and chickens.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. You deserve to be treated so much better. Naturally, Vane said, you got the best now. I do.
And it was the same. Likewise, it was the same for me. I don't go drag my dirty things or whatever, but Sean definitely brought something to my life that I had not ever had, certainly not in a very long time. And it kind of turns what you think you knew what love, and to an extent you do. I think marriage takes a lot of loyalty and love, and sometimes it turns into a point where it can be so broken that there's not either one. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. And I think that what Mandi got me back to doing as a man is wanting to be a better version of me. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've seen some of the pictures that the Beast has put out there with my beard and everything, where I became sort of a beach bum. I mean, there's a hollow argument there, but it is an argument. I mean, it's like going out and, putting in the extra mile to figure out how to get a car. I mean, to some people that have been in really good relationships and really good careers, you just do. You just go out and get a car when you need a car. For Mandi and I, coming through divorces and things like that, you try to figure out what the best version of yourself is. Mm-hmm. And I have somebody here that makes me want to be like better than just what I can be to, and part of that is providing for her. Mandi wanted this car. This car had a long bridge to reach to it. You know what I'm saying?
Night, Jocelyn.
It's not as easy. Like for some people, you just go out and do it. For us, it's a little bit more. So, but it was worth it. It was, and it's because when you're with people, your kids and somebody in your life that is worth it. And I know that that's like kind of corny lip service, but I didn't have that before because this other person didn't know. I mean, I didn't draw any energy. There was no like togetherness. If that's what it means. Too busy trying to take care of somebody rather than to grow with somebody. Yeah.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I remember when like we were talking about like getting jobs and this and that, and I'm like, I mean, you can do whatever you want. Like if you want to work here or there or whatever. And I'm like, but why are you not working at the level that we all see you should be at? You know what I mean?
Or the level that I was at.
And it's not even talking about monetary stuff. It's talking about you have a veteran's preference and an education and the capability to do just about, other than like medical, anything that you want. So, and I don't think you had known that because you had to work in a place where you were always accessible for mental breakdowns. He had always.
It's kind of like what we try to do for our children. kids are going to grow up and do, you know, discover who they want to be and what they want to be. But what we try to do as parents, the best that we can. Mandy did a tremendous job as a mother doing this. You know, much better than I did. I did what I had to do, but like you try to keep the ground. If the ground that they're standing on isn't shifting, they don't have to worry about little things, and they can concentrate on what their dreams are, or what they want to do, or how well they want to do in school. You know, a lot of kids don't get that. You know, relationships, you know, with your spouse is the same. If you're too busy reacting to things that are going on, you know, the ground shifting, and you can't get any traction when things are so erratic and traumatic all the time. You know, once that settles down, it's like that analogy where with life, when life is like a river with so much drama and trauma and stuff, you can roll a car into that river, but you can't, it doesn't make a ripple because there's so much white water. You know, you can't tell trauma after trauma after trauma. But once you calm it all down, you know, once you calm your life down, and the water is clear, you can, even the smallest pebble that you see it ripple, and it makes a difference. And that's kind of what it is, you know.
That's a pretty good analogy.
You know, if everything is so tumultuous like whitewater, you can throw sticks and rocks and things into it, and it doesn't look any different because it's already so chaotic. You got to calm it down, you know. Calm it down, and then, you know, whenever you do something, you can see the reaction. You can see the second and third order effects, and you can build on that.
Wow.
That's really pretty simple.
That's why I'm always telling them to write. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny though, you're explaining this beautiful thing, and Hope says, Sean, your ex is a 2-year-old. You were her babysitter. And
that's right. And who's her caretaker now? Her daughter.
Yeah.
If you notice this stuff, they're going to clubs together. I mean, what 22, 23-year-old kid wants to, you know,
drive her mama
go
home,
clubbing with their lush, you know, 50-year-old mom, you know, because that's, I mean, even though she's only about 40, whatever, she looks like she's about 55 now. She looks older than me. Every time I see the picture of her, I'm like, oh, there's Tam Tam. And they're like, that's not Tam Tam. That's Trisha. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
You know, that she's looking older. If you look at pictures of Tam Tam 25 years ago, she was a cute girl.
Hold on one second. She's a cute girl. Hold on one second.
But she got
about that. Thank you. I got it. Hey, Lisa. It was it's a 2022 Ford Edge. It's so cool. It's got a moonroof. It's got, which I didn't know the difference between a moonroof and a sunroof. A moonroof is when the whole thing opens at the top. And then everything is like touchscreen now, but it's got like, everything is automated. Like if we get in the car and push like this button that says I'm in the passenger seat and he's in the driver, it puts our climate at something and this at something. It's way smarter than I am, the car is. It is nice. I'd never considered an Edge before. I didn't really even know what it was, and then I saw it and I was like, oh my God,
there's three levels of SUVs for the Ford. The smallest one is is it a Cruise?
I thought it was an Escape.
Escape.
Yeah.
That's the
little dinky
one. That's the
one.
little one. Then there's the Edge, and then there's the Explorer, and then there's the Expedition. So at first I was like, is this going to be big enough for Mandy? And when I saw it, and I realized that, yeah, this is enough room, you know.
Bales of hay.
Bales of hay are going to be going into the Kia for a while, but it works.
Yeah, no.
What's my favorite part of the car?
The brights come on by themselves.
What's the other thing?
Hair metal radio.
It's got Hair Nation.
Hair Nation.
We got satellite radio.
I have to say that he also fell in love with me for my satellite radio in my car.
It's just, you know,
I never even heard of Hair Nation, but he found it when he was there. And then every time he would visit, he'd put it
Channel
right on.
38 on satellite radio. And
cool.
she'd be like, well, I think that I'd just go jump in her car, and I'd be like, I'll be right back, babe. I put it on Hair Nation and go get it.
I had no idea. Like, I guess I didn't know a lot about, he knows all kinds of music. Hair band music, heavy metal, not so much that screaming stuff.
I'm not really into that type of metal, like the the thrash metal or that metal and the blah, 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 blah. I'm not into that so much. I mean, I respect it as a genre because, I mean, when you listen to
Hey, Rhonda.
when you listen to the music,
Thank you.
it's not easy just to play a guitar. I don't care what genre it is. It's a
Our favorite thing, like last night we were watching, was it Austin City Limits where they had Aerosmith?
yes.
Okay,
No. Austin City Limits had like the real old country
so
stuff.
who had Aerosmith?
That was on Axis TV on.
Come on, baby. And he was
It's
funny
so
because
funny.
he was like, "What's your favorite song that they sing?" And when we first started talking, I had said I love "Don't Want to Miss a Thing" by Aerosmith. But before I said that, he goes, "What's your favorite song?" And I almost said it. And he goes, "Don't say Don't Want to Miss a Thing." And I was like, "Okay, I'm not going to say it." But then,
it's a good song.
It is a good song. But then you said they overplayed it, and it wasn't one of their best songs.
So if you're in your 50s
Stop
and
licking
you
me,
listen
I
to
don't like
Aerosmith, so I'm like, and I would say to Mandy, "Do you know this one?" And she's like, "No." But then when we were listening to the concert, then they played "Sweet Emotion." I
Yeah,
said,
no.
"See," she goes, "I've heard that one." I'm like, "That's what I'm talking about." "Dream On," when they played that, they're playing different songs, and then Mandy's like, "I know this song. I know this song," and I said, "See, you know more Aerosmith songs than you think you know."
And my sister is Sean's age, which is funny.
Karen said, "I hate that song." Sorry.
See, the thing is though, when that song came out, I was like 18. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that was honestly the only Aerosmith song I knew.
Good night, Linda. She
Okay.
said, "Good night, everyone. I'm feeling so tired.
will.
Love you. Merry Christmas."
Do you want me to
Thanks
read it
for
now,
coming in.
Presley, or just in a second? Let me know. I can. No, we don't have credit cards. That's one thing that we don't have.
Nope.
But now we have a car payment that's a little bit more than the Ford, or a lot more.
Yeah, we can't afford credit cards.
We can't. That's not in the budget. But when that came out, I was like 18. I guess what was it? Which was it? Armageddon.
What the movie was Armageddon?
Yeah.
Yes.
And so for people who, how would we be late on the payments if we don't have them? That's a little bit tricky.
Sorry, you're late on your payments.
So, but that's what I'm saying. Like,
This guy's trying to sell us something, I think.
yeah, I don't even. So that's why, and it was literally the only Aerosmith song that I knew. But I did know more. My sister, I used to ride in her. What did I call it? She had a Z28.
Was
that
Camaro?
a Nissan?
No. She had a
Z
280ZX.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we would ride in that, and she would have this, playing, and she'd be singing to it. So what was that one? I was like, I literally know all the words to this. What was it?
Dream On?
Yeah, Dream On.
Yeah.
I'm like sitting there going, somehow I know all the words to this. And I'm sitting there going, how do I know the words? And then I was like, oh, that's right. She used to play it.
Lisa's, yeah. And because if you have people in your family that are in their 50s, they listen to Aerosmith, they listen to Fleetwood Mac, they listen to Led Zeppelin, they listen to this. So, but the generation that went to high school in the 90s are like, this song, they don't think they know the songs, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
Lovely Lisa
Tiffany.
said, did you trade the
Okay.
did
Hold
you
on
trade
a
the
second.
Kia in? We didn't.
I saw Presley. What a dumb bitch.
We didn't trade the Kia in. We just, if you remember, the truck blew the engine. We traded the truck in for that car, for the Ford, for the new car.
My when we met, my ex-husband had a Ford Probe, like a 95 or something, and it was standard. So once we started dating and got married, we were going to England, and I got pregnant. I was like, I can't. That's only 2 doors. I don't know how to drive a standard. We got to trade it in, and that thing went bye-bye. We got a Mazda Protege. It was a good
And you
little
drove
car.
that into the ground. Hey, Stitching.
No, they broke it on the way back.
Rhonda says, I hate to admit this, but I get on a certain genre of music or band, and I listen to it for weeks. Okay, guys. I'm going through that right now. I mean,
with who?
Two bands that I went out like in the last week, and I just went and bought their greatest hits. Number one is Billy Idol. I did that one because I heard Eyes Without a Face, and I love that song, Eyes Without a Face. So I got Billy Idol's greatest hits. That's on repeat it's on my phone. So, and the other one is the Jay Giles Band.
Thank you, Karen.
So Jay Giles Band and Billy Idol are the two that I've been listening to recently, over and over, because it's just on the way to work and back.
And I didn't know that Judas Priest, I always pictured him like an Ozzy Osbourne looking dude, and he wasn't.
No,
he was a blonde,
short blonde. He came out as gay in like 2000.
Yeah, God bless her. She's a little bit, she's a little bit of a stalker.
She's stalking us.
Yeah, and so I know we don't read troll things out loud, but it's like, I know that you're late on your car payment. You shouldn't talk about how are we late? We
don't have
literally
a car payment.
drove off the lot.
We just
like an hour ago. And the other one's paid off, so there's that.
Yeah, I mean, we own the car there. Homie.
He's gonna be on one tonight. But you're actually pretty rested.
It's been when I finally unwind, I'll sleep well.
Yeah.
Sleep very well.
I'm gonna help him out with that. I'm sure it is, but like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I love a good troll, but you gotta come up with something that's like trollable.
I know.
Like, hey, you know what, like you're wearing Sean's shirt, you don't have any money, or some shit like that. This is Sean's shirt.
It is. That's gonna
love it.
I'll be taking it off her later.
I think that if you are hungover on a Thursday morning and you got wasted and invited somebody over and you survived the night because it wasn't like the Hillside Strangler, I would be thanking my lucky stars.
That's crazy, man.
I mean, that's some dangerous behavior, and that's what bad decisions you make when you give in to the. I'm just saying, when you give in to the drink, like you hand your soul over to it, those are the bad decisions you make.
Stitching says Alice posted tonight.
I love Alice.
Yes.
Someone Stitching, put her link in here. That girl, Elon Musk is after her, and when you hear her explain it, she might be. I know. I don't know, but that's scary. And she's like, "Look, I'm in yesterday's makeup." I was like, "I'm changing the little chicken's little pin thing, you know," and it's like, "I'm still in yesterday's makeup," and I woke up and I didn't know who was there. I was like,
You're gonna wake up in an ice bath with your liver missing.
Yeah, well, they don't want that. That's shot.
No,
but maybe.
Yeah.
They'd
open it. They'd be like, take her liver. No, not her liver.
Yeah, I'm like, that's super dangerous. Super duper dangerous. Don't do that, beast. I mean, oh, yeah, pen pals that was another one. Pen pals for prison or something. Isn't that like the other thing she's talking about, that she's writing prisoners now? I forgot.
Did I ever tell that story? Remember I told you that story?
She wrote a prisoner?
Okay, here's what happened. Quick story time. Go run, get everybody. We've got what?
Trish's
90 people in the chat. So this was the one of our very first dates. This would have been like 2009. So we go to the first place we ever went to eat was at Smoky Bones. Remember that? So we're there, and they kind of have like a bar. So we're kind of sitting at the bar, and there's somebody else at the bar, and it starts freaking her out. She's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, guys, if you're ever out on a date or whatever, sometimes like you're with somebody and they're worried about somebody else that's there, for whatever reason. It could be an ex. It could be,
Could be lots of things.
It could be a lot of things. So we're sitting at the bar, and she's like, so she proceeds to tell me later, because I guess the guy was sort of there.
Hey, Jules.
That wherever she worked, I don't remember where it was. She told me she worked. There was a person that worked for her, or that worked with her boss, who had a brother, and I'm trying to tell the short version, that was in prison. He was awaiting trial for rape, right? So sexual assault, I believe it was rape, and he was incarcerated for it. And he was or either that or he was in prison for it. And she was like pen paling this guy, She became a pen pal because the lady was like, he's lonely and this and that, and
knowing
he didn't do it, this and that. And so she was pen paling the guy, and I guess that, she had said something like, I don't know what they said, but the guy was under the impression that they were going to be together, or she would go out with him or whatever when he got out. So he ended up being out. It was like a mistrial or something like that. So he got released. And they were trying to, get enough whatever to rearrest the guy. But in the meantime, he was out of jail, and he was at the bar, and he was there. And I guess, she found out that he was out, so she ghosted him because, She had told him, you know, they could go out or whatever when he got out, and this and that. Never thinking he'd ever get out. Some crap like that. You know, that's what I remember. This was 13 years ago, and I would just remember like, when you get these, man, there's these red flags that you get.
Thank you.
Red flags that you get that you don't pay attention to. That was one of them, because it was like within like the first week that we were going out.
That's unbelievable.
And so yeah. And she was like, "Oh my God!" And
what
she told me
this.
This.
Were you like?
Well, I, you know, when you're in a new relationship and stuff, you kind of give people the benefit of the doubt, and you're like, "Wow." So, but what stuck in my head is why were you writing this guy in the first place?
Supply.
Yeah, something like that.
Captive
I'm like,
supply.
I get, you know, like
Thank you, Karen.
Like if you're the victim of somebody or this and that, and they're in jail, and then they get out, I understand being scared. You know, like this person, you know, said they were going to get me, or they were very violent to somebody. They went to jail. When they get out, that's reason to be upset. But he's in jail. She's developing like a pen pal relationship with this person and promising him whatever. And so the guy gets out on a mistrial. He's, I guess, wanting to follow up and make good on whatever was in the letters. So she was kind of freaked out. So that I should have in hindsight been concerned with why she was doing this in the first place. I was honoring and validating the fact that he was out, and she was worried about that, because anybody would be. But I didn't pay enough attention to how she got into that position in the first place. Does that make sense?
Rhonda has a point. Says, I can't stand going out with someone who's so busy looking around to see who sees him. Usually that means he's seen several people. That is a good observation. I never thought about that.
What about going out with somebody and all they talk about is their ex?
Yeah, I mean, this is a good one right here. But
the way I would have handled that, if Mandi, there's two things. First of all, if Mandi had kept talking about her ex, I'd be like, you're not ready to make him your ex.
Especially if I was like so passionate about it.
The other thing I would do is I would concentrate on making her forget about her ex. But anyway,
I've never heard her say that. Yeah, that, especially if I was like...
Give me a minute. Give me a second.
And it was like, one time this happened and this happened and this happened. You're like, oh, okay, all right. No, stop. We're allowed to do this. You're okay. Look at him. He's like...
being a shih tzu. Come here. Go get him.
That's interesting, though. I
remember that. I didn't remember it for a long time, but it was like right at the very like first week that we...
Yes. Was that like, you probably already had a few red flags at that point? Or was that the real?
Well, the very first red flag I had was, she had a shop there, you know, she had her dildo shop or whatever. And she said that her son's father would be parked across the street watching her all the time. And I don't know about that. But what I do know is he drug her into court for custody. And it's right off the bat. And, you know, it's whatever. People get into custody battles and this and that, but a lot of people up in the first 2 or 3 weeks because it was pretty heated, you could tell, and she was very histrionic about it. Most people would be like, you know what, let's just back off of this for a little bit until you figure that out, you know, respectfully. And that was the very first red flag, and that was within like the first couple days too.
Wow.
Like right off the bat in the first week.
Well, she snuck in when you were...
I was pretty vulnerable.
Yeah. And that seems
I didn't
to be
expect
the way that works.
Even though Jessica and I had a pretty, I guess, shitty marriage, you know, we did have the kids and they were in school at the time. And I wasn't ready for her to walk out the door when she did. No. I didn't think she was going to walk out when she did. So, it ended up being an okay thing for me and not so good for my kids. And I regret that for my children. But I wasn't ready for it. I was super vulnerable when that happened.
That seems to be like the same thing happened with Clint. Is like that seems to be the portion of the male population that she knows she has a pretty good chance of sinking her claws into, is a very freshly separated man who's sad.
Very vulnerable.
Yeah. So
wants a friend.
You know how
said... the ego is I think what narcissists are really good at doing, and especially they're really good at trying to figure out how to massage their supplies ego. They figure out, and I don't think they do it I don't think they they define it as such. I think when you look at what they do, they see you. I mean, they know who you are way before. It's not like they meet you that night.
That's
They
so
they
creepy.
know who you are from some other, and you guys already know how she knew me because I worked with Becca's dad. And they start to figure out what you like and how to mirror your likes. So that it's some you think you're meeting some chick that likes all the things you like and knows about the things you know about. And
That's
then
like Amber Heard.
and then and then when you're and then super vulnerable they come on in when you really need that that shoulder to cry on, and all of a sudden it's almost too perfect.
Wow. That's what
But
Johnny Depp said. He said
yeah.
that she was like, I love blues music too. And whatever. And then he would come in and she was like, why did you take your boots off? And he was like, she goes, I will take them off for you or whatever. Like shit like that. And he said
He's
in
probably
retrospect,
something that she already knew that he liked some
entrapment.
They know it is in fetishes. If you have a fetish, I really don't have one. I don't think I really do. Not
No.
anything, but
I was trying to think.
just
I'm
the
like,
midgets, just the midgets. But
there was a bunch at Ulta today.
were they?
I was like, woo.
But they
Yes,
if there's
Bill.
something that in that department, they'll know about it. They'll already know about it somehow, and they'll
So
be down for
a
that.
lot of times, when she starts saying you look nothing like when she met you, you don't physically look the same. Does she look the same as when you met her?
Oh my God, she looks she looks. I mean, I'm not trying to like.
No, but I mean,
Hope
she likes to tear apart what you look like. So
But
I'm just curious.
she looks like she's easily looks 50 now. Easily looks 50. And I said it before, and I say it, like if you take a picture of Tam Tam when she was 30, and they exist, we've seen them. She looks half of her age. Tam Tam's probably my age now, right?
Yeah,
50?
she's your age, yeah.
And but Tam Tam looks much, much older. Tammy looks 60. Trisha looks much older than what her age is.
And
now.
she just had all those surgeries, right?
I don't really keep up with her. I've seen some of the pictures. You showed
When
me a
you met
picture.
her, she'd had the surgeries not too long
They
before.
were less than 5 years ago. But even the stuff that she's had done recently, you showed me a picture over the other day. I didn't recognize her. I didn't even know it was her.
He
So,
didn't. Karen thought that was
She's
funny.
getting old very, very quickly.
I was like, Karen, he didn't even know it was her. And that, isn't that crazy? I'm glad you can read the chat because it was hard for me to always read it and keep you up to date.
I know.
with
I don't have any contacts.
No, but I
thought maybe I had caught pink eye.
That's just what I wanted to know because she's like, he was hot when we met and he's not hot now and he's not this and he's not that. Bitch, look in the mirror, bitch. You don't look like you did when he met you either.
Stitching says, you mean you don't wear wigs every day?
I'm just like saying, I look like what I looked like when he met me. Now, in 10 years, well, I don't know, because I won't stay up all night, not take meds, obsess over what everybody else is doing. So hopefully I'll still be able to at least look my age, if nothing more. You know what I mean?
Naturally Vain says, look up Nikita Batra. She is the female HT
Okay.
tutor. Okay.
Screen that.
Yeah, we're gonna do
Someone
that.
screen shoot that. I'm just joking.
I mean, I've said this before too, guys. I was tickled to my core that HT tutor identified Meghan Markle as a narcissist because I had done that
immediately
years ago. I had said, when you're in a narcissistic relationship and you're a sensitive person, like I'm super sensitive, I guess, kind of person. You get out of a relationship like that, you can see them more easily. I mean, it sends the hairs up the back of your spine when you see them out in society. And I'd said that to Mandi when we were living in Texas. I said, that woman's a narcissist right there. Yeah. And then sure enough, about 9 or 10 months later, HG Tudor was like, Meghan Markle. the narcissist.
And that was a good accent. And she's taken that Netflix thing they did, they're taking a rash of shit for it. Like, saying it's a reality TV show, nothing. I wondered how when they were filming them going, okay, well, we'll go out that door, whatever. And they were like, when we first met, this is, no, you weren't recording that when you first met, when you were trying to get away from the press. You filmed that. So I'm like, that's a dramatization.
But that's what narcs do.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They're going to try to, but you know what? Every once in a while, when I see that the Royals or something, and I go, damn it, Harry, you are royalty, man. You need to step up. You need to do this. But I get it, dude.
But I
get it. When you're in that spot, and you're beat down. I get it.
What I think she's convinced him of, and there is no doubt about it. Princess Diana was hounded by the press to the point that they chased her into that tunnel, and whatever that ultimately cost her life. But I think what Meghan Markle preys on is telling Harry that this press and living over there and being under the spotlight and this and that, that she's going to lose her life the way his mother did. That's what I gathered from Netflix.
Wow.
That he is so scared. He said, I have to protect her, and I told her I would protect her, and it seemed to me that she preyed on that.
But okay, so now look at it from this angle. I don't know how Meghan would have had access to Harry before they met. I don't know any of that. But if you look at Harry's love for his mother, most of the world loved his mother, that would be a perfect thing to prey on.
Yeah.
That would be a perfect
Hey,
emotional string to play.
Yeah.
In his life.
And St. Ratty says, I'm Team Harry and Meghan. I will say, though, for all of the other things, when they are together and when they've been together from the beginning, they are just like Kate and William, they are like a fairy tale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The American princess goes in. That aside from everything else.
St. Ratty says,
she stole his heart.
I'm Team Harry and Meghan. I hear you on that. You know, when she says, I'm Team Harry. I am Team Harry and Meghan. I'm Team Harry for sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm just looking at it from, a situation where I think that she's narcissistic. And naturally, Vane says she's a sociopath. Well, I think it might be a little bit of that too.
Her mother, when her mother got interviewed for that documentary, she got paid a tremendous amount of money for doing the interview.
We're still under the Commonwealth. I watched Harry grow up. I thought Harry, St. Ratty, my days in the military.
I like Harry.
I thought Harry was the best of the royals to me. That was what I thought.
He was in Iraq, wasn't he?
He served with the common man, with the commoners. Yeah. And yes, and he was a military guy. I'm a military guy. I liked him. I liked him a lot, even without the whole everything else that goes with the royals, because I don't know much about it. I just thought that
his kids are gorgeous.
He was a righteous dude. That's what I thought,
Yeah.
And I think he got mixed up with the wrong gal. That's all. That's what I think.
I want to believe that yes, Diana definitely. The part in the Netflix series when Meghan is holding the littlest one, Lilibet, I think that's when, and Diana's picture was on the wall, and she said, "That's your grandma Diana," or whatever. I got choked up. I really did, because she said, and he was like touching the picture, and that was, to me, like, that was really cool. And they said they never really were given the opportunity to grieve their mother's death like a regular person. They weren't supposed to cry at the funeral. They weren't supposed to any of that. So the fact that they turned out as well as they did, considering, that's pretty unbelievable.
I mean, and St. Ratty is saying, and I mean, I think Meghan is being vilified by the UK media, and that just goes to show that not everybody. I mean, there are definitely two sides. There are definitely those that vilify her, and I guess I may be one of them. But there's also, they got a lot of people that are for them, in that too. So that's
a lot of people
needs to be noted.
They see her as the one that kind of derailed him from being in the monarchy, but it turns out he'd had a problem with the monarchy for a very long time. Part of that Netflix thing, he went to, there's a Commonwealth in Africa. Forgive me, I don't know if it was what one it was. He went there, and there's a prince there,
Yeah.
And he lived like in a tent and learned how to live like them voluntarily. No cameras with them, no nothing. And he said that's really what turned him into a man. And then he took Megan back there and they were sleeping in a tent and there was like an elephant eating leaves above or whatever. And he said, I will always protect you. So that's kind, I mean, and it's a beautiful love story. And it may be true. I don't know that I'm not trying to say it's not true, but I just think that I hope the reason he walked away from the family more or less is because that's something he really wanted to do.
Presley says, okay, this girl's hitting the hay. I'm about to fall asleep. Yeah. We'll be shortly for us too. I mean, it's a little bit later night for me, but we needed to do this for us to unwind. I think we were around pretty tight. It was a good day though. But so you have a good night, Presley.
I'm gonna let you out. Just hold on, okay, partner? Don't eat the cat food. I know Scout wants to go to bed. Just wait. Oh, you hear the chicken? There might be a rogue chicken. Usually when he gets, someone might have jumped the pen or whatever.
Oh, they might have. Hold on.
They know how to get themselves back in though.
Yeah, but definitely St. Ratty.
Thank you, St. Ratty.
There are different opinions on it for sure. You know, it's not, and we are all merely watching what the media shows us anyway.
Yeah. Well, and you get most of, other than when you saw them interviewed or whatever, a lot of the goings on, I guess, comes from me that I tell them. Yes, I love it is the new car smell, but it's not like the traditional new car smell, I think, because the seats are leather, but it's still like and I don't think it's real leather, but maybe it is. I don't know. But it's got that kind of smell. And I heard if you've got like the pleather or the leather mix or whatever, that smell stays forever. But yeah, new car smell relaxes me. Okay.
Get out.
Yeah, it's really cool. And then my biggest thing is I love seat warmers. Your dad's car has a steering wheel warmer. Did you know that?
But the thing that I noticed about his car is it's like the steering wheel thing is kind of loose.
I don't know why they have that on there. I don't know if your mom did it or he did it. His dad has a Nissan Altima, but it's got a Maxima engine.
Yeah, it's one of those Altimas. What do they call it? Like the SLX something.
It gets up and goes when you need to get up and go.
It's a fast car. So,
but I think he was ready to have it back. So
the Altima is.
I put gas in it and returned it.
It's an Altima with a 3.5 liter engine in it, which is.
Because you know how you have to cross all those lanes when you come out of Walmart if you want to turn in by the Bojangles?
Oh, you just shoot right across them.
Right, but in the Kia, it's a good little Kia, but it don't get up and go like that Altima does. This was supposed to go to Presley's dog for Christmas, but Sawyer took it. It's a little Braves bag of peanuts, only it's not. He's like, give it back to me. We will be here tomorrow. There's going to be a giveaway tomorrow. I'm going to iron out the details with Presley, find out exactly what we're doing. It sounds intriguing. I'm interested in it. We're waiting for a used car in spring. It's Sawyer's now, yes. The heated steering wheels. Okay, so my hubby has a heated steering. Is it cool? Like, is it kind of creepy when it's warm on you if you turn it on, or is it? I know cooled seats make you feel like your butt's going to sleep. The Explorer had an air conditioned seat, and it made it feel like, you know, when your butt cheeks fall asleep and they get kind of cold if you sit too long. That's what it felt like. I didn't like it. Were you showing me something?
St. Ratty says, who knew steering wheels came heated? I think with my phone, I'm watching us on our replay and it's like kind of freezing on my phone, but I don't hear anyone else saying it.
I'm just super excited that he's able to read the comments again because I always missed them and you know, I freak out. Someone else said thank you for your service earlier and I meant to remember who it was.
Let's see.
It's way, way earlier.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, I always mean to make sure he sees that when he sees that, and then so that will be tomorrow. And then what do I smell like? What do my leggings smell like? Do they smell like? I haven't been around another dog. Maybe the new car. His heated seats.
When you take Sawyer in the new car and he starts scratching the seat, you're gonna freak out.
Well, I'm gonna put that Seattle blanket across the back.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I don't because it's a dark leather seat, so it won't stain or.
Yeah, but
either way,
if he's
that's something I guess y'all don't have to know. But I mean, like, this is how we communicate stuff that we forget. I want a car that will straighten my hair while I'm on the way to work. Have y'all seen Trisha Paytas in her, I don't know if it's her rolls or whatever, and she's sitting there vlogging like this or whatever, and the car is just driving? Like, she's not even paying it. Like,
it's the Rolls Royce, right?
Yeah. Yeah, shoot. You know how it is when you get a new car, whether it's brand new or new to you, the next day you're like, I'll go get it. You want me to go buy milk? I'll go get it. You know
she does have a cute baby. Someone said, isn't their baby cute? They're cute. Their baby is cute.
Here's my question, though. Do you think she actually carried those babies, or do you think it was a surrogate? I think they're her kids and his kids. But do you think she actually carried those babies?
I thought we saw the baby bump and all that, didn't we?
There was speculation that it looked artificial and it changed shapes. I'm just saying. I have no idea. Even Saint Ratty loves her some Megan, and she has no idea.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. The other thing I was going to say, because this was kind of sweet. So she's showing me how to work the back seat. They now have a reminder that says, check to make sure freaking kid's not in the back seat in the car seat before you get out. Now they have a warning that says, look, no judgment. I'm just saying. And she goes, you got a couple of toddlers, so that's going to help you or whatever. And I was like, what? And I said, we don't. And she goes, oh, I thought you had like a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And I was like, no, I have no idea. She must have confused me with somebody else.
Did she see the stroller in the back of the Kia?
No. She just thought we did. And I said, no, our kids are grown. And I said, but ironically, I was like, we won't get into the whole thing.
It's because you look like you're 29.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, I was flattered that she said that. They have to. It's now, there's a couple of things that is a law. They have to have that auto turn off. You know, when you stop at a stoplight now they have a switch to deactivate it because of missions. You have to have the capability in any new car. The volume and stuff has to be on the steering wheel. And the other thing, you have to have a warning to check the people in the back.
Well, guess what? We left my car, because it used to be my truck, but my car is now the Kia. And it's at work tonight.
Yeah,
we left it there, so she's got to drive me to work.
But again, you know how it is. I'll take you to work.
I'll take you to work. I have all-wheel drive in the car in case it's icy.
Oh, right? I forgot about that.
Be okay.
Yeah, it'll be okay. But you can't keep it at work.
What?
The all-wheel drive. Mm-mm. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but when you drive.
Thank you guys. Yep. Thank you, Presley. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And
the next one to get a haircut is me.
Especially for taking it so well that we're excited about the car. I mean, people may grumble here and there and say, oh, they're bragging. Nobody gives a shit about your whatever is said. But the fact that y'all are like awesome, like happy for us.
Yeah, I mean, like if cool. People don't watch us and they, yeah, I imagine like if you're just, oh, did you hear about Mandi and Sean? They got a car and they were talking about it, but it's part of our content. It's part of what we talked about tonight with y'all. So
we sat there that one day when we're not going to talk about the engine. Okay, but what if the engine's broken?
I know. We stressed out about it, but the bottom line is it all worked out the way it was supposed to. It worked out super good, and we wanted to share it with you guys. That's what, because we hadn't been live the last couple days because reasons.
Yeah, thank you. Yaba, shut your mouth about me. Okay? Don't worry about me, what I'm doing. Don't worry about what I'm doing. About you now? Yep. She decided to go head-to-head with DC Media and said ATX cheated with Sean on whoever. And Yaba,
she sure did.
Shut your mouth.
ATX.
There's your tea for the evening. Shut your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Put a muzzle on her, Sam.
Tomahawk Sean is a home wrecker. And guess what? Your girlfriend's still married.
Yep.
Your girlfriend's still married.
Yes, she is still married. She decided to take a shot because my name was invoked by whoever, and she decided that what that person was saying, that it was God's honest
Mandi
truth.
ATX decided to end her marriage to be with me, to be with her man. Your girlfriend hadn't done that.
But it's deeper than that. Like, I don't really care about that comment because everybody says that. Muzzle your girl, Sam. Muzzle your girl. That's right. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave it at that. Don't bring me into this thing. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you guys.
All right.
Have a good night.